What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with Dark Outpost, and Neil Druckmann, Vice President of Naughty Dog, Director of The Last of Us Part 2, has spoken out about the haters and his message to them. This was on Troy Baker's podcast, where you're going to get all the really hard-hitting questions on the person who was technically the lead actor in your video game, even though Joel didn't hang around for too long, did he? I'm sure that's where you're going to get all the hard-hitting questions. Let's take a look at what he said. We might play a little bit of the audio. He was incredibly rambly during the parts, so it's hard to get actually any good clips from it, but we will see. Last of Us 2 director reveals what he told his team after launch and his message for haters. Neil Druckmann sent an email to his team after the positive review scores came in, and he ended it with F the haters. And, the way that we have seen this entire situation play out, it's not surprising. I'll be honest. I've got a little bit of respect for Neil for saying F the haters, because I've said that many times too. The problem is why people hate this game, and the assumption that Neil Druckmann has taken, or the narrative that he is trying to set onto why people don't like this game. We know he basically already told everybody that on his Instagram after the leaks came out, when he posted this quote. At this point, I have a request for our fans. If any of you in any way hate homosexuals, people of a different color, or women, please do us this one favor. Leave us the F alone. Don't come to our shows and don't buy our records. So when Neil Druckmann is saying, fuck the haters, it should be noted, these are the people that he thinks is hating the game. These are the only reasons he thinks people hate the game. He thinks that if you have a different viewpoint than him, then you should go F yourself regardless. So just keep that in mind when we read this article. After the review scores for The Last of Us Part 2 came in, and they were very good, writer-director Neil Druckmann sent an email to his team to thank them for their hard work. Druckmann has now shared some insight on what he said in the email, including his response to the haters. Speaking to actor Troy Baker, who plays Joel in the game, Druckmann said he originally wanted to send thank you texts to every developer one by one, but the team's sheer size made that impossible. Yep, I couldn't send 100 text messages. That would be impossible. I have to scroll Reddit. I have to scroll Reddit to see what people are saying about me, so then I can share it. So I can share it out to everybody and show, hey, this really doesn't bother me. These haters, it doesn't bother me at all. I just spend all my time watching YouTube videos about it, scrolling Reddit about it. That's it. It doesn't bug me. I see Steph right here in the comments. You looking for attention? Damn, he fishes harder than at Drunk3PO. Shout out to Steph and to Drunk3PO. But that being said, let's go back. Let's take a look. Druckmann said he was writing a text to art director John Sweeney, with whom he clashed throughout development, and he began to cry. When the reviews hit, he was one of the first people I thought to text personally. I'm starting writing this text to him. Dude, I know we didn't always see eye to eye. As I'm writing this text, I'm starting to cry. I couldn't even understand why I'm crying. I realize I can't text everyone on the team. There's too many people. I just have to write the whole team an email, and I'm not very good at that stuff. Okay? Druckmann says he doesn't remember exactly what he wrote to the team, but he's telling us. But it touched on how he was getting too much personal praise when people should understand that it was a team effort. He told his team he's never been prouder of any game he's worked on. And this is it right here. I don't remember exactly, but I'm writing about my fears like I'm getting too much praise and it's not being seen as a team project. This is a Naughty Dog game in every sense of the word. I forgot how I ended it, but it was something to the effect of, review scores are cool, but seeing your guys' pride is what I live for. They must have been really proud of the game, because when people were criticizing it, they false copyright struck them. Some when they were just talking about the leaks, some when they were just talking about the reaction to the leaks. Nothing that Naughty Dog should have been able to strike, but Naughty Dog and Sony, to try to protect this game from criticism because they were just so proud of it, right? They struck down those YouTube channels illegally. Shameful from Naughty Dog. That's why we say F Naughty Dog. Also in that interview, Druckmann spoke about how he does focus too much on, or how he does not focus too much on sales. He only hopes his games can make enough money to convince Sony to allow Naughty Dog to continue to do what it does. It's funny, there was a big focus on sales, wasn't there, that first week when we got told, oh, it sold 4 million copies in the first 3 days. Haven't heard shit from Sony lately. Haven't heard anything lately other than the couple sites that are covering sales drops, showing that it dropped 85% in Japan that first week, 80% in the UK, and then the next week in the UK it dropped another 53%. It's now being outsold by things like Animal Crossing again, which has been out for quite a while. So congratulations. Let's see what Neil says about sales. Our job is not to maximize profits or sales. The game is selling well, and I don't care. Okay, just talk about sales for a second. I just want to sell enough so we can do it again. So Sony will keep trusting us and giving us the creative freedom to do whatever we need to do. And anything beyond that is just gravy. It's clear that you really cared about sales when it first started selling. Then when it started dropping off, when tons of used copies immediately started to flood the marketplace, all of a sudden, yeah, sales don't really matter that much to us. Okay, got it, Neil. Understand. And I wanted to talk about this part. The reviews were awesome. This is from Druckmann. The reviews were awesome, and it's great to hear people love the game and how much it resonates with them. Yes, we've seen all the people that love this game, all the critics that love this game, and all their reasons why they love this game. And it seems like the general public just doesn't agree with that. But anyway, nothing comes close to hearing you talking to Troy Baker or Laura or John or any member of this team that has sent me an email since the game has come out to say that this is the best game I've ever worked on. Fuck the haters. Nothing makes me prouder that I've worked on in my life than this game. And that's good. I'm glad Neil Druckmann's proud about what he's given us. But very simply put, when he says F the haters, they are in this bubble where they think that anyone that doesn't like this game is an ist, is a phobe, something like that. Because you couldn't we wrote you guys a great story. How could you not love the story? Look at what all the critics are saying. The critics who work for these platforms that want to keep their access, that want to get interviews with me. You notice that all of the podcasts, all of the streams that Neil Druckmann and Troy Baker and all these people are appearing on are for people that gave the game near perfect scores. How is that possible? It must just be coincidence, right? No, that's how you have to get these interviews. You have to play the game and give this game perfect scores in order to maintain your access. And we can all see right through that. But I did want to at least listen to one part. So I will put a link to this interview in the description. It is Troy Baker's channel. The reason I didn't play too much of this is because he really rambles. He is rambling the entire time. It's very clear he's trying to come up with this narrative. But I did want to play this for what he says about their critics.
At the end of the day, to all our critics, we listen to that stuff and we digest a lot of it, but you're way less important. And some of you are not important at all when you're kind of shout and threaten and doing all that stuff. It's laughable.
And so he is talking about some of the threats that came out. And again, I don't know why it has to be, every person has to say, oh, I don't condone that. But it's pretty obvious that virtually no one condones death threats, including myself. And Neil Druckmann, of course, tried to blame these death threats on people that don't like the game. As the people that propagate this type of hate would say, how stunning and brave. I hope these gamers get the mental help they need. Of course, stunning and brave, it means he's been watching a lot of YouTube, hasn't he? Neil Druckmann, oh yeah, you're not relevant at all. I just watch you. I just browse Reddit. All of these things. Let's hear him finish off. And again, it's trying to lump all of these people together.
We send it to each other as jokes some of the time. Some of it is too serious, and some of it we send to authorities, and there's a whole team within Sony that handles security, and I don't want to get into that because it gets into legal issues.
And obviously, yes, if you get death threats, do please forward that to the appropriate authorities. But again, it's another instance of him trying to focus all of this criticism on these crazy fringe people, the microscopic amount of people who are actually sending internet death threats to him. That is not the vast majority of people out there. The vast majority of people have really big issues with the story of this game. And, we hear you, but you just don't matter. That's what Neil Druckmann is saying. I would recommend that everybody go check out that podcast. Specifically in the last 15 minutes, he addresses the hate, but it's impossible to break down because he really does just ramble so much. There's barely anything you can clip together from it, which is probably good for him. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments below. I am totally down with Neil Druckmann saying fuck the haters because I can respect that, but his reasoning for saying it has all along been flawed. We know that Neil Druckmann cannot handle people who think differently than him after he fired a focus tester whose job it was in Uncharted 4 to tell him how he felt about the game. Well, he didn't feel the right way, so Neil Druckmann fired him. You saw what he put out on Instagram after the leaks came out. These are the people that he's saying F the haters to, because he doesn't think that anyone should actually be criticizing this story. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I will talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.